I believe Colonel Mustard did it in the study with the candlestick.
You are under my power. Look into the hypnotic eye. Time now to enter Mr. Lobo's domain. Look out! Open your mind to the possibility that they're not bad movies, just misunderstood. You're not dreaming. You're watching Cinema Insomnia.
Tonight is Retro Night. Not only are we doing the episode live and black and white, but we're doing the film with fewer interruptions and a lot more hair product, just the way we used to back when we were hosting in the 50s and the early 60s. Why? Well, we have a time capsule that Mr. Lobo buried on this exact date, 50 years or so ago, back when we called the show Insomniac Theater. To celebrate that important anniversary, we will be opening the time capsule tonight for the first time on live TV. I'm your host, Mr. Lobo, and this is my lovely co-host, Miss Mittens. Ghosts are merely the past intruding on present time, and to celebrate this special day, we actually have a good movie. In fact, one of the scariest ghost movies of all time, based on Stephen King's masterpiece. And like most of King's horror stories, it's about alcoholism, daddy issues, writer's block, and cheap hotel rooms. From Stanley Kubrick, the director of 2001, A Clockwork Orange, and Dr. Strangelove, comes the mind-bending thriller starring Jack Nicholson, Popeye's girlfriend, and the voice of Hong Kong Phooey, The Shining. No, we're not showing that. Now, Mr. Lobo knows the big time lozenge sponsor paying for better movies, but this just doesn't seem right. Okay, we're all dressed up 50s. We should do a 50s movie, right? Right? Could we have one of our stagehands try and scratch up something that's period appropriate, okay? Look, Miss Mittens, I know what I'm doing, all right? While they're looking for a movie, let's open up the time capsule and see what we put up there all those years ago, all right? Let's see what's in here. Look at this. Look at this. One of my old bow ties. I used to wear these all the time. You know, straight ties, they were banned from television for a while since they pointed to your genitals. That's right, look, I'm gonna put this one on. This is how I actually used to look. Transform before your very eyes here. Just simply put it on, quite simply, without wasting much time. Here we go. There it is. And, looky here. Huh? A film. 1959 film called The Screaming Skull. That sounds much, much scarier than The Shining. And there's an offer in here also. Let's see, from the producers. Reserved for you. The scenes in this film are so shocking that they will pay for the burial of anyone viewing the film who dies of fright. Not a bad deal. Burials are expensive. All right, put this on, okay? Look, I know what I'm doing, all right? Stop. All right, it's going to be really scary. Look, how many fans of Kubrick and King put in the ground? Exactly. And now, make peace with your God. For the first time since the last time we've shown this on Cinema Insomnia, Mr. Lobo is proud to present the period-appropriate and obviously scarier than The Shining feature, The Screaming Skull.
The Screaming Skull is a motion picture that reaches its climax in shocking horror. Its impact is so terrifying that it may have an unforeseen effect. It may kill you. Therefore, its producers feel they must assure free burial services to anyone who dies of fright while seeing The Screaming Skull.
Welcome, Mrs. Whitlock.
It's lovely, Eric.
You look disappointed for a moment.
I did not. It's really lovely. Oh, look.
That's right.
Is that a bedroom?
Yes, it is.
Gonna be ours?
It'll need some fixing first.
It was her room, wasn't it?
Yes. Come on along. I'll show you the rest of the house. It's rather forbidding now, I suppose, empty like this. But it was usually this way. Shortly after Marion and I were married, she removed all the furniture her parents had left her. This is our home, she used to say, and we must choose everything carefully. Well, we didn't get very far before she died. But now that you're here, it's going to be lovely again. I'll get the things out of storage tomorrow. They're all in town at the warehouse. And I'll take care of that, too.
You have candles.
Sure.
It'll be twice as romantic.
Speaking of being romantic. Oh, I got to carry you over the threshold.
I love you. I love you.
Oh, Jenny. I thought life had died out for me.
You know, you see American International and your heart just sinks. It reminds me of those early couple of 100 Dark Shadows episodes before Barnabas shows up. Isn't that right, Miss Mittens? Miss Mittens? Miss Mittens! Oh no! Miss Mittens died of boredom. I wonder if I can collect on that free burial. Cinema Insomnia will be right back.
It's okay. He was a good man.
But this funeral cost me $10,000.
$10,000? Take me to Colonial. I'm out of here.
We just want to let you know we are serious about saving you money. Don't be taken advantage of by others. See how Colonial Funeral Home can give you a lot more for less. Colonial Funeral Home, Circular Avenue in Hamden.
Don't be scared. I'm the super sweet monster with the super sweet new cereal, Count Chocula.
Biffle, here's the super sweet new cereal, Frankenberry.
But I've got chocolate sweeties for monstrous chocolate flavor.
Well, I've got berry-flavored sweeties for monstrous strawberry flavor.
Count Chocula.
Frankenberry.
Hi.
Frankenberry.
Count Chocula.
She looks lovely lying there, doesn't she? I painted her myself.
Whenever there's a party and all the chicks are there, I ain't the kind of fella just to stand around and stare. 'Cause I believe in action, my soul is pleasure bent, and though I dig the chick I pick, it's never permanent. Oh, I cut in.
Specialty of the day.
Up, and cut out. Yes, he do, yes, he do, he really do. Oh, there's never been a devil like me. Hear about. Yeah, yeah, you can say that again. Oh, everybody rolls their eyes at me. I never miss an opportunity. Oh, I cut in, and I cut up, and cut out.
Tried to collect on that free burial offer for Miss Mittens. Apparently, the producers of The Screaming Skull went bankrupt after nursing homes everywhere started showing their film at every movie night. You try to do something nice. Even though we're about to do the Insomniac Oath, you don't have to keep your promise to watch the movie, the whole movie, and nothing but the movie. If you have a weak heart or weak bladder, and you may want to put your plants and pets out of doors. As for the rest of you, assume the position and repeat after Mr. Lobo. I, as an initiated member of the Sleepless Nights of Insomnia, do solemnly swear to watch the movie, the whole movie, and nothing but the movie, so help me, Mr. Lobo. Thanks, Babs. You still got it. And now, invite the Reverend and his nosy wife along for the honeymoon because, clearly this movie happened before personal space was a thing. As we carry you over the threshold screaming into Reel 2, tonight's feature, The Screaming Skull.
What's that up there?
Oh, that's where Mickey keeps his gardening things.
Who's Mickey?
The gardener. He's kept it up the 2 years I've been away.
By himself?
That's right.
Must work awfully hard.
Oh, he and Marion would spend hours on end working here in the gardens and up in the greenhouse back there. See, he loved her very much. Sometimes I used to wonder who she was, my wife or Mickey's nursemaid. I don't think he quite believes she's gone. I think he expects her to show up one of these mornings and will scold her for neglecting the gardens.
You still love her, don't you? No, I'm not jealous. I'm grateful to her. I think to have loved once, really loved, to learn how to love always. Learning it from her, you give again to me. I wish there was some way to thank her. Who's that?
I don't know. They're driving around the back. Come on along.
Eric!
I see Eric.
We stopped by to meet your new wife.
Oh, Eric, this is a wonderful surprise.
It's been a long time.
It has.
Reverend.
Good to see you, Eric.
Jenny, this is Mrs. Snow.
I'm very happy to meet you.
Jenny, this is a lovely surprise.
And the Reverend Mr. Snow.
Hello, my dear.
Oh, she's sweet, Eric.
I know.
I happened to be going into town. I ran into Mr. Maurer. He told me you were getting back today.
And we thought we'd just drop by and bring you something for your dinner.
Oh, nice.
And it'll save you all the bother of shopping while you're trying to get settled.
Well, then why don't you stay for dinner?
Oh, no, not tonight.
Oh, no, we wouldn't think of that.
Oh, now, please say yes.
I'd like for you to.
It would be like old times.
All right, on the condition that I do the cooking.
You don't have to.
I know that, but I'd love to.
Well, there's Mickey. Excuse me, honey. Mickey!
Ah, poor Mickey. He keeps this place up like a shrine.
Eric told me how he loved Marion.
Mickey's father was a gardener here when Marion's mother was alive. Mickey and Marion grew up together here.
Jenny, this is Mickey.
How do you do, Mickey? I hope we'll be good friends.
Well, Mickey.
Thank you, Mickey.
Well, shall we all go inside?
It's a good idea. Mickey, remember you promised me some of those rose cuttings.
Nice seeing you again, Mickey. I'm going to have to get you down to the barber shop one day very soon.
Excuse us, Mickey.
All right, that's done.
Oh, now please be careful. Oh, Edward, now don't break your neck.
You're doing great, Reverend. Don't worry.
Good heavens. Honestly, the two of them are just like children.
Well, that doesn't look too bad, Eric.
Jenny, I hope you have more luck in getting your husband to mine than I've had with mine.
You know, you've got to admit it does make the room look better.
Very well, Tarzan. For penance, you can come and help me with dinner. Now, come on. Edward, you keep Jenny company?
Yes, dear.
No, Mary, no. Send them away.
Huh?
No. Oh, she's so very nice, Eric.
Jenny?
Yes.
Isn't she wonderful?
Yes, she's not at all like Marion, and I think that's for the best. You know, so many men, when they lose a wife, they try so hard to deny the loss they marry someone exactly like the first wife. It hardly seems fair using the living to bring back the dead, does it?
No, I suppose it doesn't.
We make a prison for ourselves out of the past, at least our sentimental, wished-for pasts.
Mrs. Snow,
Yes, dear.
there's something I must tell you and the Reverend.
Well, of course, Eric. What is it?
You see, Jenny has not had a very happy past.
Oh?
And talking about it or about something that might strongly remind her of it, she's very impressionable.
Is there something wrong, Eric?
No, not really. You see, she lost her parents many years ago in a very tragic way. And talking about unhappy pasts only, she's very impressionable. See, I want her to be happy, Mrs. Snow.
Of course you do, and so do we all. Now, how did she lose them? Well, look, I'm not prying, dear. It's just that Mr. Snow and I can help better if we know something about it.
They drowned in an accident. Jenny saw it all.
Who's Mr. Maurer?
Mr. Maurer? Why, he's a lawyer in town.
I thought no one knew we were coming. You said you heard from Mr. Maurer?
Well, Eric wrote him. He takes care of the estate, or what's left of it.
Oh, that's right. Eric has to see him tomorrow.
Well, Eric's co-executor of the estate along with Mr. Maurer. You see, Marion's death was so sudden that, well, all that was left to Eric was the house and these grounds. Mr. Maurer told me that Eric had found someone very sweet and very kind, and with whom he was very much in love. He didn't say enough.
How did Marion die?
Didn't Eric tell you?
I think the subject's rather painful to him. I don't like to make him talk about it. Would you mind telling me? I'd like to know.
It was a rainy day. She and Mickey had been working up there in the greenhouse. She left him to go back to the house for a few minutes. The way we pieced it together after the accident is that while she was coming down this path, apparently it began to rain very hard. She must have run along here. We don't know, of course, what happened then. Perhaps she slipped on a leaf. Base of her skull was smashed. It was thought that she hit her head on the edge of the cement wall where we're sitting. And she fell in there. She died in the water. That's where Eric found her 10 minutes later.
Marion, you said, Mickey, wait here. I'm going down to the house for just a minute. And then you went away in the rain. And you didn't come back to play. Marion, why did you make
Mickey clearly went to the Torgo School of Groundskeeping. And speaking of slack-jawed hired hands, since Miss Mittens took a dirt nap, Mr. Lobo has been looking to hire another co-host. I think I'm gonna let my fingers do the walking and help find a temp agency. Let me see here how they do it in the commercials. Bucky Jimmy's Sidekick Network. We're the first name and second bananas. Sounds promising. Hello? Yes, this is Mr. Lobo. Wow, you are Sidekick. How did you know it was me? Oh, you're watching right now. Yeah, we actually should be going to commercial. Hold on. Cinema Insomnia. We'll be right back. Yeah, that's right. My Tonto went Geronimo. Could you send a sidekick over?
Mr. Riley, your ads are terrific.
Yeah, but there's something wrong.
Could be me.
My Yellow Pages ad?
Look, your other advertising moves customers down the field, but when they're ready to buy, they look for me.
So?
So your other ads work harder when you got me to close the sale. Selling is teamwork.
And a good Yellow Pages ad can help me score.
Kid, you got the point. Let the Yellow Pages do your talking.
What cigarette do you smoke? You'll be interested to know how the doctors of America answered that question. Tens of thousands of doctors in all parts of the country, in every state of the Union. Doctors in every branch of medicine were asked, "What cigarette do you smoke, doctor?" In this nationwide survey of general practitioners, surgeons, throat specialists, diagnosticians, and so on, the brand named most was Camel.
Yes, according to this survey, more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette. Try Camels yourself. Make the one sensible cigarette test. Make your own 30-day Camel mildness test in your T-zone. Smoke only Camels for 30 days. Enjoy Camel's rich, full flavor. And see how well Camels agree with your throat. Pack after pack, week after week. See for yourself why Camels are so popular with the doctors of America.
I'm Vincent Price, and you're invited to my party in the house on Haunted Hill, where so far the ghosts have murdered only 7 people. So won't you come and make it 8? Hooray! Or you'll be late for your own funeral.
Mr. Lobo isn't sure if any of the psychology in tonight's movie is AMA approved, but I can still thoroughly screen Miss Mittens' potential replacement. Eric and Jenny may be having fun with Rain Man watering their begonias, but we'd like to make sure Mr. Lobo's new assistant is playing with a full deck, or at least a starter deck, which is like 50 cards and an instruction booklet, game mat. Anyway, says here that your name is Boner T. Lazybones. Not sure I like that. No face tattoos, that's good. We'd like to do a psychological test with all of our potential employees. Would you rather go to the circus and see funny clowns with painted-on smiles, or go to a boxing match and see naked men smash each other's faces into red pulp? Good answer. You might be management material. You might have my job. Okay, Mr. Lazybones, watch this next segment of The Screaming Skull and tell me the first thing that comes to your mind.
Don't forget that you and Eric are coming for lunch day after tomorrow.
We'll do better than that. We'll come to church on Sunday as well.
Oh, getting Eric to church is like moving a mountain.
He'll come.
Come along, my dear. It's getting late.
Eric, thank you very much for bringing Jenny into our lives.
Thank you for the dinner.
It's a pleasure. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Edward, did you know that Jenny's very wealthy?
Oh, yes, Mr. Mao told me in town today.
Well, she's not at all like Marion. You know, she's so gentle and timid, as if she were afraid of something.
I knew you'd like my friends, dear. Hey, what's this? Huh?
Just happy, that's all.
Oh, come.
So happy.
Come on. How are the cots?
You're fine.
What are you reading?
Something Mrs. Snow sent over.
Interesting.
It's called Beast in the Jungle. It's all about a man who waited all of his life for something great and wonderful to happen to him. He had only one good friend. It's a woman whom he confided. And she died. At her grave, he suddenly realized that she was the great and wonderful thing that he'd waited for all of his life. But it was too late then. His memories, like a beast in the jungle, rise up out of the past. Overwhelm him.
Oh, poor fellow. He doesn't know what he missed.
Eric? I don't think Mickey looks for her in the pond.
Jenny, now stop it.
I can't help it, Harry. That bad feeling's come back.
I forbid you to talk about it.
She looked like that, Harry. My mother looked like that.
night.
Yes, it does parallel Hitchcock's Rebecca. Well, I don't think we have any more questions. Mr. Funnybones, congratulations, you've got the job. Let me just give you a 1099 form. What are you looking at? Hey! Wow. Something must have scared him pretty bad. Glad we didn't hire that loose cannon. Send more sidekicks.
Meet Jack Torrance.
I'm outlining a new writing project.
He's a writer looking for inspiration.
Lots of ideas. No good ones.
Jack just can't finish his book.
I don't want to sound melodramatic, but there's no way to make it economically feasible. Here's to 5 miserable months.
But sometimes, what we need the most is just around the corner.
I'm your new foster father. I'd do anything.
Climbing up on Salisbury Hill,
I love it.
I could see the city light, my heart going boom, boom, boom. Son, he said, grab your things, I've come to take you home.
Shiny.
Here's great news about 2 wonderful Baraxo hand cleaning products. First, Baraxo powdered hand soap in a new plastic decorator container. Looks like this on the grocer's shelf, and like this on your bathroom or kitchen sink. Perfect for everyday hand washing. Baraxo washes hands cleaner and faster than bar soaps can. And here's exciting new Baraxo waterless hand cleaner. Watch. Just a little dab. Removes paint, soil stains, grease, shoe polish, or wax. In fact, new Baraxo waterless hand cleaner removes the toughest dirt or stains. Gets hands clean and smooth fast, anytime. In the workshop, camping, on the road, anywhere. Without water. What a convenience. That's new Baraxo waterless hand cleaner. And remember Baraxo powdered hand soap in the attractive new plastic container. Both at your grocer's now.
Says here your name is Slappy? Huh. Do you have a last name? Oh, Is that French? Okay. You were sidekick for Uncle Spooky Pants and his Pancake House of Horrors. How long was that show on? Three weeks. Any thoughts on the Screaming Skull? Yes, it does seem like they made up the title first and then came up with a movie. Good. You ever been in a mental institution? Just asking. We like to do a little psychiatric evaluation with our potential employees. You wouldn't believe this, but the last guy thought he saw a floating flower pot. What's the matter? Hey! Yeah, just go on and get out of here, you freak. Yeah, go find a Muppet to hide in. Security, we make sure Miss Thing finds her way back to her car. Sorry, folks. Good, sane, mentally stable help is hard to come by. Now back to the Screaming Skull. Send more temps.
We won't be bothered with any of Mickey's nightly visits anymore. I've forbidden him to the house.
I was just nervous last night. I wish you wouldn't take it out on Mickey.
Now, he's a child. Must be disciplined.
I'd like him to feel I'm his friend.
Why don't you do some gardening with him while I'm in town? If he sees you're interested, you win him over quickly enough.
Wait a minute. made a list. Staples mostly.
Are you sure you don't want to come in with me?
You get more done without me.
Got to see about the lights, the phone, the bank, and the warehouse people about that furniture. You know, that cop's just about broken my back.
Don't forget to see Mr. Mauer.
I have to see him this evening. It's a bore, but I'll have to see him.
Will you be home in time for dinner? I'll wait for you.
Now, if I'm not, don't you worry, darling. Getting out of Mauer's clutches sometimes requires an act of God. I love you.
Hello, Mickey. Whoop, look out. You almost cut him. He's a handsome one, isn't he? So cuddly and warm. When I was a little girl, I used to want to be a caterpillar. So I was a very little girl. There you go. Marion must have loved her gardens. We'll keep them lovely for her always. You know what I'd like to do, Mickey? I'd like to pick some of the nicest flowers and take them to her. Would you like that?
Yes.
Eric told me she was near here. Would you show me where? Is that all right, Mickey? I'm sure it was a great loss to all of you, Mickey.
She cries
Cries?
in the night.
Dead people don't cry, Mickey.
I heard her.
Heard her? Mickey?
I don't think he quite expects she's gone. She cries. She cries in the night. I think he expects her to show up one of these mornings.
She died in the water. The base of her skull was smashed.
She didn't want to die.
She died in the water.
Then, well, it says here that your name is Cogarella. Is that correct? All right. It also says that we worked together on Insomniac Theater, or maybe that was my dad, because I think I'd remember working with a gorilla. No offense. And it also says that you can play Dream of a Witch's Sabbath on recorder. Okay, would you mind cutting us a slice? Okay. That's enough. That sounded great, actually. That didn't even sound like a recorder. But, you know, we're not doing The Shining. I mean, with all due respect. I mean, no, I don't think they're the same theme. Dream of a Witch's Sabbath from tonight's film goes bomb, 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 bomb. And then the Shining theme, it goes bomb, 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 bomb. What's the matter? What's going on? You see anything? You sure you don't see anything? You don't see anything weird? Okay, all right. Well, all right, then I seem to be no more questions. You seem completely qualified. Congratulations, Cogarella. You will be Mr. Lobo's new temporary sidekick, all right? You take this 1099 form, and you fill that out. It's almost intermission time. You like popcorn? Great. Well, there's an employee break room right over here. Cinema Insomnia back after intermission.
Mr. Projectionist, stop the show. Here's great news you ought to know. We've just got a shipment of taste-thrilled treats, all tip-top quality and delicious eats. There are hot dogs and popcorn and candy galore. There's soft drinks and coffee and a whole lot more. So direct your steps to our refreshment stand to enjoy the finest snacks in all the land.
Like you crave that corn when it's freshly bobbed. You gotta beat it to the box with the butter on the top. Don't hesitate, mate. Make that scene. Get eyes for the coolest and dig some ice cream. Get with it, man. Start strolling down to the sweets that set you rolling. The best in town. Our candy's real gone, if I'm understood. To all you squares, that means the confection is positively delicious. That stuff. Give me 5, let me send you into this nutty jive. All the cats Crisco Cool for the dog that's hot, and the burgers are the biggest. Dad, that's a lot. Go, man, go. It ain't very far. Shake it on down to this cool snack bar. Come on, Jill. Give us a treat. A friendly pepper-upper with a tasty beat.
Drink Dr. Pepper, Dr. Pepper, 'cause it never lets you down.
Frosty, man, frosty.
The Screaming Skull is a motion picture that reaches its climax in shocking horror. Its impact is so terrifying that it may have an unforeseen effect. It may kill you.
In my line of work as a horror movie host, I have found that every movie is someone's favorite movie. Every movie is someone's least favorite movie. In fact, we like to say on Cinema Insomnia that they're not bad movies, just misunderstood. And the question begs to be answered, is the Screaming Skull a misunderstood movie? And I would say the Screaming Skull is very, very misunderstood.
The Screaming Skull was an indie, directed by Alex Nichol, an actor who was directing his first movie.
It was 1958 at that point, and Alec Nichol came to my house in Rustic Canyon with a script.
Alex Nichol enticed Peggy Weber to star in it by telling her it was a remake of Alfred Hitchcock's Rebecca.
And he said, but I want you to play the Joan Fontaine part.
But it also makes you think of Gaslight and, especially, all the horror movies where a spouse is being driven to madness or death.
He left the script with me. It didn't have a title on it. John Newell was the writer.
Who grew up in Samoa, came to the U.S. and started writing for TV, including the thriller episode Pigeons from Hell.
I thought that it was a pretty good script, but it needed work.
Unlike a lot of old horror movies, the characters in this one are like people you might know.
Eric is the husband, Jenny is the wife, and they have this honeymoon in their new home, and she's seeing these horrible, horrible ghosts.
And if you were a kid watching it way back when, Peggy Weber could be your mom. So right away, you don't want anything to happen to her.
She was looking for sincerity and a true love, and he was avoiding that in the plot, the way that it was written.
Her husband is actually trying to get her money. So he's trying to drive her over the brink so that he can take her money away.
So it gets really scary, almost unpleasantly scary, when bad stuff does start to happen to her. You so don't want her to investigate the banging window. You so don't want her to go downstairs when there's that knock on the door in the middle of the night.
Obviously, just like in any other mystery, you've got the red herring in this, which is the Mickey character. And Mickey is the gardener for the manor.
Jenny, this is Mickey.
Mickey's a wide-awake nightmare.
I kind of see him as like the forerunner of every creepy caretaker in the 1980s.
It always seems like that all gardeners in horror they must have a big gardening school, or mentally disabled, or severely mentally incompetent gardeners. Maybe like the Torgo School of Gardening.
You got to hand it to him directing this movie and then stepping into that creepy caretaker. I wonder if he gave direction as Mickey, because that would have been really strange to the actors.
He was changing the script a little, and he said, I have to tell you guys, we've had to change the name of this piece because we had to raise money to finish the production of it, and so we're going to promote it as a horror film. And this was a horror story to me.
Screaming Skull is what I call an estate movie, because it's like, we want to make a movie, we don't have much money, but we have an estate.
The house we see in the movie belonged to Huntington Hartford, who squandered more than $100 million in his wild and crazy days, being a playboy, producing plays, producing movies, and he ended up practically penniless, living in Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn, in a small apartment.
What's cool about it is they're not in the studio, so there's no cardboard sets here. It gives it a certain production value.
No furniture, everything overgrown and empty, no electricity, nothing.
I'll take care of that, too.
You have candles?
You have to have a stagnant pond, or an empty swimming pool, or a stagnant swimming pool. I think that's a staple of the estate movie.
The Screaming Skull was photographed by Floyd Crosby, who didn't like it. He called it a dull film, uninteresting sets, uninteresting actors. But he did a good job on the picture, giving us some great shock close-ups of the skull and getting a little creative here and there.
I think he does a pretty good job of placing his camera in a way that it affects some creepy moments.
Peggy Webber didn't like the way they lit her, so that you could see through her nightgown. She didn't know they were doing that to her. And she especially didn't like the moment where she's embracing John Hudson and her hair gets under his nose and he looks like Charlie Chaplin. She says Floyd Crosby shouldn't have let that go.
What I was supposed to do was to fall down a flight of stairs. And so I had to tell Alec, I'm 3 months pregnant and I really don't think I should fall down the stairs. So he allowed me to just get in the position as if I had fallen down.
It was expertly done. Play the break just right.
Very nice. When you get down to the climax of the film, I mean, this is fairly dark for a movie with a screeching skull. I know it's a screaming skull, but it sounds like a screech to me.
There's the portrait, and they burn everything so that, no, this isn't, it's not real, there's no ghosts, they burn the portrait, and then all of a sudden the skull is in the ashes, and, she faints, and then there's that moment where the husband, who you would think would be rushing to her aid or helping her get up, he just reaches over and grabs the skull to go put it back in the bowling bag or wherever the skull lives when it's not flying around the mansion.
And then at the end, in the greenhouse, it was too much. When the wife came back as the ghost with the skull face and started chasing Peggy Webber. Again, that blood-curdling, ghostly woman's voice yowling on the soundtrack. Unbelievably scary when I was little.
And then that sound, that music, and just when you just think it couldn't get any higher, you got blood coming out of your ears, it hits like a whole nother level. It's like, are you scared yet?
Whoa, prairie dog.
Kerry Takano is drunk again.
The music score of The Screaming Skull was by Ernest Gold, who later wrote the scores for big movies and won an Oscar, and the woman who provided the yowling voice of the ghost was his wife Marnie Nixon, who very famously provided the singing voices of Deborah Carr in The King and I, Rita Moreno in West Side Story, Audrey Hepburn in My Fair Lady, and so on.
He took it to a distributor, and at that time, we didn't even know the name, that it was going to be called The Screaming Skull until it went into distribution. And then they told us that it was being called that.
Just the idea, the very title of the film was frightening. Yeah, I can remember seeing the ads in the paper. Yeah, it was one of those films I'm not sure I should go see that because I think I'm going to be a little bit too scared.
The movie begins, and then there's this casket, and it comes closer, and you're thinking, is this going to be some sort of intro? Is there going to be a corpse in this? And then the producers of this movie, will pay for the burial if you die of fright.
That is so William Castle to me, to have that disclaimer at the beginning of the movie,
And what I want to know is will you pay for my burial if I'm bored to death?
When you look up The Screaming Skull in the books, you'll find a lot of put-downs and one-star reviews. And I can't help but think that a lot of the people who wrote those reviews are idiots. This was a movie made to scare kids and teenagers almost 60 years ago, a much simpler age, and a lot of guys who saw it as kids in 1958 tell me it scared the hell out of them.
If the movie was working, and The Screaming Skull really did work, the audience would react to, you'd hear the girls would always scream, and I think I might have screamed a couple times.
As a kid, seeing it for the first time, the scariest part of The Screaming Skull was when it was over and it was time for bed, and I was way too scared to go to my empty bedroom and turn off the lights.
I don't remember if I saw this movie as a kid or not, because it might have sort of stuck in my head when Lost Skeleton Cadaver came to me, and I realized, of course, that the cheapest movie monster you can come by is a skeleton. Even cheaper, a skull, just a skull.
I never felt it was frightening. I never felt that it looked as horrible as I had to act like I thought it looked. And I felt they could have done more frightening things. But I had such lovely fan letters from young boys who had never seen such a film in their lives before. And they were so awestruck by this film. And I didn't want to say to them, you know, I wish you'd go and see the originals, see Rebecca. but I think it hit a nerve with young boys.
Yum, yum. It's a meal in itself. Our all-meat super dog. Enjoy one now.
Show starts in 2 minutes.
Don't never get that close to him again. He could have killed you.
On her wedding night, her husband's love brought the beast to rage fury. What memory in her subconscious mind, what weird recollection of another existence evoked frenzied nightmares that could only end in disaster.
Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle.
Yeah, monkey's uncle. New stunt race day with a monkey business name. Spread the stunts out every place. Make it tough to win the race. Run wild, monkey's uncle. Wind the timer, run and take the stunt that says be a snake. It's great, monkey's uncle. Time is going tick, tick, tick. Do a rooster who is sick. Cock-a-doodle choo. Run wild, monkey's uncle. Hurry, hurry, do those tricks for the monkeys out of ticks. Run wild, monkey's uncle. Time, it's wild. Complete with stunt mats, cards, horns, clickers, tricks, spinner, and monkey timer. From Transagram, where the fun comes from.
You're not dreaming. You're watching Cinema Insomnia. We're coming to you live. It's a retro night. I'm your horror movie host, Mr. Lobo. And this is my newly hired companion for tonight's festivities, Cogorella. Wave to the nice people, Cogorella. Instead of summarizing tonight's film so far with John Stanley's Creature Features movie guide, we're going to dust off this old relic from our time capsule from when we showed this very same film on this very same day all those years ago. Newlyweds, Jenny and Eric arrive in their concept car of the future to their new home and are so happy that they leave the gull wing doors wide open. Eric's first wife died in a gardening accident, and their mentally unstable groundskeeper Mickey never got over it and became a hopeless pothead. Eric's new wife, Jenny, keeps seeing a ghostly, screaming skull. We learn that she was once in a mental institution, but supposedly is as cured as a spiced ham. Just like a Christian couple's retreat, Reverend Snow and his wife are always nearby for marital advice and somehow know Jenny comes from money. And now back to the second half of the strangely melancholy Folgers commercial that we like to call The Screaming Skull, where we've secretly replaced the fine coffee Jenny normally serves with crystal meth. Let's see if she notices. And now it's time for another Insomniac mail sack. And it goes like this. Dear Mr. Lobo, I was wondering if you could dedicate tonight's movie to our little dog, Bubby Wubbles. He was a good dog with a wet nose and big floppy ears, and he loved to play with everyone. One day, he tried to play with the other dog in the garden, but of course that was just his reflection in our reflecting pool. He choked on a lily pad and is now in heaven. Bubby Wubbles loved your show, and we hope he's still watching from Doggy Heaven. Thanks for writing. Bubby Wubbles, wherever you are, tonight's show is especially for you. Cinema Insomnia. We'll be right back.
And out to commercial.
Really? A goddamn death dedication? Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, we come out of an upbeat, fun horror movie. I gotta talk about somebody's goddamn dead dog. Every time I try to keep things light on the show, and you throw a goddamn dead dog in there. I mean, we already had a dead plant on the show. Miss Mittens, oh God, I miss you.
Use Ajax! Boom, boom. Colgate's new Ajax cleans all bathroom surfaces up to 50% faster. Use Ajax,
Boom, boom.
the foaming cleanser. Gets things clean just like a whiz. You'll start paying the elbow tax
When you start cleaning with Ajax.
So use Ajax,
Boom, boom.
the foaming cleanser. Flush the dirt right down the drain.
Ajax leaves no gritty cleanser scum in tub or sink. And it smells good, too.
So use Ajax.
Wow. Now that is talent, Cogorilla. I mean, that recorder sounds exactly like an oboe. Hello there, horror movie music lovers. I'm Mr. Oboe. I mean, Mr. Oboe. Time for some trivia in cinema. As you know, a lot of classical music is used in horror films because it adds ambience, history, sophistication, and that no royalties need to be paid to the composer, especially if he's been decomposing for the last 100 years or so. Toccata and Fugue by Johann Sebastian Bach can be heard in Phantom of the Opera, Rollerball, and even right here on Cinema Insomnia, Ed Wood's Venus Flytrap. And who could forget Modest Mussorgsky's Night on Bald Mountain in Disney's Fantasia and Natural Born Killers. Hall of the Mountain King, whistled by Peter Lorre and M. Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake as the theme to Dracula. And of course, that haunting and often used piece, Dream of a Witch's Sabbath by Berlioz, made famous in The Shining and made obscure again right here on Cinema Insomnia for our presentation of The Screaming Skull.
Jenny. Jenny? Jenny? Honey? Honey? It's all right, darling. It's all right. I'm right here. I'm right here. Just lie back. That's right. Just lie back. It's all right.
Eric, when you found me, what else was there?
What do you mean, what else?
A skull?
Jenny,
I know there was no skull.
of course not.
Mickey says Marion cries at night.
Why, that child is stupid.
Don't blame him. We both hear the peacocks. He, out of his love for Marion, wishes the cry to be from her. I, out of my sickness.
Now, darling, we've been all through that nonsense last night.
Don't you see? I've never imagined seeing these things before. To just stand there and see it, and have it turn out to be nothing. Eric, I want you to call Dr. Ann tomorrow in New York.
We do need somebody else, darling. We need somebody outside of the confusions of our love for each other. Now, the Reverend Snow will be here in the morning.
Well, this much is real anyway. Look here, Jenny. You see, this is how you gouged your hand. And you say you threw the skull down here where Eric is looking?
Yes.
Did you find anything, Eric?
Nothing yet.
Surely, Jenny, you must agree with me that anything as fragile as a skull would have been smashed to bits down there. And Eric has found nothing. And to assume that the skull would move of its own all the way from there to the driveway door. Now, Jenny, there's no reason for that.
Don't you see, I agree with you. Did Eric tell you I spent over a year in a sanitarium?
Oh, Eric told Mrs. Snow that you were very impressionable, but that's all. I know lots of people needing a rest go to sanitariums.
This wasn't quite that kind of sanitarium. You see, I grew up loving my father and hating my mother. Well, she never knew it. Something I kept to myself. She was very beautiful. Very gay, like her. Very much. And I knew she resented that I was not more like her. I used to lie awake at night and wish she were dead.
Well, that isn't very unusual. I understand many children go through such a period.
I was no longer a child. And one day, I got my wish. They were both drowned. I could still hear her scream. I was all alone on the little beach. And all I could see was the overturned boat on the top of the waves. And I kept trying to reach them. And the waves kept throwing me back. And then could hear her cries no more. And then hours later, the men came and searched for the bodies. They were never found. That's when this bad feeling started, this feeling that if I'd really wanted to, I could have saved them, but I didn't. That I really killed them.
No, Jenny. You tried. You tried your very best.
I did. But thinking, begging, praying couldn't make this feeling go away. That's when they took me to the hospital. They told me I was cured.
Jenny.
They told me I was cured.
Mickey? Mickey!
You go on. I'll be there in time for lunch.
Well, where do you think he's gone off to, Eric?
Who knows about Mickey? He might be hiding.
You looked at Marion's grave?
Mickey?
Mickey! Mickey! Mickey? Mickey! Mickey!
Another fun fact, the reason there's so much oboe in late 50s horror movies is because the oboe and theremin players' unions merged in 1956. And now listen to this important composition that influenced both classic Romanticism and Impressionism, a light opera work the French call Peuples Blancs des Problèmes, hashtag white people's problems. Cinema Insomnia will be right back.
Kids, now you get Rickshaw Runner completely free inside every box of post-rise crinkles. So I say, rice that is crinkled is sweetest to eat because it's crinkled with sugar, and sugar is sweet. Now, what you say?
Same as you. Crinkles are crinkly and sweetest to eat, cause they're...
Crinkled.
Crinkled. Crinkles are sugar and sugar is sweet.
Ah, so. And look, now free, me and Rickshaw in box.
Look, Sawhai with his own rickshaw. You don't touch it, Sawhai pulls it himself.
See me go, faster, faster. On the road, I'm the master.
Let's get another Sawhai rickshaw and have a race. There's a Sawhai rickshaw runner in every Rice Crinkles package.
Those cereals make breakfast a little bit better.
It's a new height in fright.
I found in the morning that the skull had been removed. But who removed it? Those who use its power.
Casting its hypnotic trance over all who fall under its hideous shadow. Turning a lover into a killer at its evil command. Never before such blood-curdling horror as the skull. When the skull strikes, you'll scream.
So what kind of breakfast meats do you like?
I don't like breakfast meats.
You don't like breakfast meats?
I don't like food.
You don't like food, really? Oh, greetings. And speaking of rolling numbskulls for profit, it's now time for Cinema Insomnia's lucky Reel 7 girl. The girl chosen by you, the loyal insomniacs there, to introduce the next reel of tonight's feature and hopefully boost our ratings with desperate males aged 18 to 24. Tell us a little bit about yourself, lucky Reel 7 girl.
Well, I don't like food.
Hey, you didn't do your duty and introduce the next reel of the Screaming Skull. Cogarella, get her.
Eric, did you find him? No. Where's Jenny? If I were you, Eric, I'd take her away. If she's so impressionable and that house frightens her so much, why subject her to it?
Look, I can't do a thing like that. It'd be the worst thing for her. Mr. Snow, it would be admitting she was sick again. I want her to be happy. We'll stay here.
Perhaps you know best, Eric.
See, I've got a simple and old-fashioned piece of philosophy. The only cure for her fear is to teach her she's loved. I mean, really loved. And I love her so much.
God bless you for that, Eric. She's a very fortunate woman having someone like you to care for her.
Be night soon.
Oh, Jenny.
I'm sorry.
Darling, you've got to believe it will not happen again. Ever.
Mickey? Mickey!
Eric.
All right. What are you going to do with that skull?
Stop it. It wasn't his
Where did you
fault.
get it?
Leave him alone.
I'll take care of this, Jenny. Now, I know you don't like me, Mickey. I know you're doing anything to get us to leave here. This idiotic attempt to scare us as if we were children. It was you, wasn't it? Wasn't it?
No, not me. Not me.
Get out of here. Get out of here. On.
I wish you'd apologize to him. You know as well as I do it's not his fault. It's all in my own mind.
Jenny, I'm going to do something. And you're going to help me do it.
What's that?
That portrait upstairs. It reminds you of your mother.
Yes.
You were fine until you saw it. Now it has you all preoccupied with memories of the past. We're going to burn it.
It's precious to you, Eric.
The picture means nothing to me. I want you to be happy. We can't be until this fear is out of our lives. All right, Jenny. Go on, Jenny.
Let's go back to the house.
It's only the peacocks.
Fire's almost out.
Yes. We can't let those ashes stand overnight. And the brush in these hills are a regular tinderbox. You want to help me? You feeling better?
It's as if I destroyed her with my own hands. She'll come back, Eric. She'll come back.
Darling, if you go on talking that way, you destroy the whole purpose. Now, the thing is out of the house, and it's over. You just give it half a chance, and you'll begin to forget it. And if you'll just spread those ashes out a little for me, I'll get the water to it. That's it. What is it, darling?
The skull! It's the skull!
Darling, there's no skull there. There's no skull there, darling. There is no skull there, Jenny. Darling, there's no skull there. There's no skull.
Stop crying, okay? Stop. Now let's look at this stuff. Look at this big pile of stuff. We're going to prove that there are no ghosts, all right, by burning up all of this horrible, horrible stuff. Who paints with kerosene? Matches. 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 Wait a second. Why am I burning up all this stuff? This is my stuff. Cogarella, let her go. Let her go. We're going to let you go too. Cinema Insomnia will be right back. Cogarella, help me put all this stuff back. Oh.
Some people have a deep, abiding respect for the natural beauty that was once this country. And some people don't. People start pollution. People can stop it.
Attention Pepsi drinkers, introducing the new taste of Coca-Cola, the best Coca-Cola ever. That's all I'm going to say. In fact, that's all I have to say. No more words. This stuff is great. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Phew.
Shira and I want to talk to you about something that's very personal.
It's your body and no one should touch you in a way that you feel is wrong.
I'll get anybody who tries it.
It's not that easy, Orko. It's hard for a young person to admit that he or she has been touched in a bad way.
If you've been touched that way, don't be ashamed. Tell someone you trust, like your parents, your doctor, your teacher, or counselor, or your minister or rabbi.
Right, Orko?
Right on.
And now our resident sidekick with another amazing prediction. Maybe he'll predict who Mr. Lobo's next sidekick will be.
Greetings, my friends. Once again, it is I, the all-powerful and almighty Criswell. For years, I foretold the almost unbelievable, related the unreal, and proven it all to be more than fact. We are all interested in the future, because that is where you and I are going to spend the rest of our lives, whether we want to or not. So let us remember the past, honor the present, and be amused by the future. I predict all conventional forms of food will be replaced by a pharmaceutical capsule, just one of which will provide all of your nutritional needs for an entire day. While hailed as a solution to world hunger, the invention will cause consternation among college fraternities who dislike beer kegs filled with pills. Restaurants will struggle with liability claims caused by eye injuries as patrons fail to cut their pills with forks and knives and instead send them pinging across the room. But never fear, my friends. Virtual reality will save the day as old-fashioned sustenance returns in the form of a new zero-calorie diet food. Digestible holograms, which I understand are 3D delicious. Time is eternal. It is a ribbon with no beginning and no end. The past is just a continuation of the future, and that ribbon is wrapped tightly around your present. So may this knowledge of tomorrow entertain you, inform you, and empower you with success today. Good night, my dearest friend. And may God help us in the future.
Enlightening as always, Criswell. And now back to a film almost exactly like Terror in the Haunted House, only half as many subliminal messages and twice as much sleep learning. The Screaming Skull.
You going to be able to catch a plane tonight?
When we get into town, I will call Mr. Maurer. He'll arrange a midnight plane.
Thought there'd be more time. Time for so many wonderful things.
It's gonna be all right.
Of course.
It's just me.
It's gonna be all right.
Good evening, my dear. Mrs. Snow's hens thought you might like some fresh eggs for your breakfast in the morning. Hello, Eric.
This is a surprise.
Those hens labored mightily, as you can see.
Fine. I'll take them.
You'll excuse me, dear. What is it, Eric?
I've got to take Jenny away. That hospital she was in before.
It happened again?
I thought it would help her if we got rid of that portrait. You know the one.
Yes.
Oh, we burned it. She saw a skull in the ashes.
You were there?
I saw nothing, of course.
Of course.
Now, I thought it was Mickey. But when I was there myself and I saw her... Mr. Snow, there's something I've never told you. I've never told anybody. But when Jenny was put away in that hospital, she tried to do away with herself. I'm terribly afraid.
You think she might try it again?
I know she will. Unless I get her back to that hospital.
When are you going?
Tonight.
We shall miss you. Mrs. Snow and I have grown very fond of Jenny.
Yes, and she of you.
I don't suppose you'll be coming back here again, Eric?
No. Never.
I'll miss him and his wife. He's very kind.
Yes?
When I said goodbye to him just now, he tried to talk me out of what I saw.
Oh.
He said he thought the skull was real. He's going to bring some men in the morning to search the estate.
Where?
Everywhere. He was just talking, trying to be kind.
I suppose.
I'll go upstairs and pack. You want to come with me?
I'll be up in a minute.
Where's the skull? You saw me put it in the pond. You must have. Where is it?
I don't know. Don't
lie to me. Don't lie to me.
Where
is it?
I don't know.
Tell me the truth. You took it. Tell me. Tell me.
Didn't take it.
Who?
Not me.
Who?
Mary took it. Mary took it.
You and your Mary.
That he didn't see it when Jenny saw it.
I know.
Oh, but why should Eric lie like that?
Mickey, those other times with the skull. Did you do it?
No.
Mickey, you've never lied to me before. Lying is a sin. You understand that? You must not lie to me now. Did you do it, Mickey, all those other times?
No.
I simply do not understand that. If it wasn't Mickey.
And it wasn't her imagination.
But why would Eric do such a thing?
I don't know. I just don't know.
Well, what do you think we should do about it?
We're going back there, to that house.
Right.
Mickey?
The fascinating Max de Winter lives on the screen in the person of Laurence Olivier.
Why, it's Max de Winter.
How do you do? The shy, unsophisticated young girl who dared to follow in the footsteps of the beautiful Rebecca is portrayed by lovely Joan Fontaine.
How could I ask you to love me when I knew you loved Rebecca still? Whenever you touched me, I knew you were comparing me with Rebecca.
What is the mystery of Rebecca? What dread secret is hidden within the silent walls of Manderley?
It's not only in this room. It's in all the rooms in the house. You can almost hear it now. Do you think the dead come back and watch the living?
There is mystery, love, and laughter in Rebecca, the motion picture still unsurpassed for suspenseful romance.
You left him for dead in Konami's Castlevania. How foolish to presume he'd perish without leaving a curse. For now, in Simon's quest for Nintendo, fate stalks your very being, and you need more than clues from cowardly villagers to survive when day turns into night. But just keep telling yourself it's only a video game. It's only a...
Huh?
What a mess. Why does everyone we bring on the set have spook fever? Well, everyone except you, Cogarella. I don't think Miss Mittens would want to be remembered like this. You know, perhaps we just should forget about her entirely. You want to play some Clue? Good. Well, too bad we don't have the Newly Dead game, huh? All right, well, while we pull out our game pieces here and try to guess what's what, why don't you make your final accusations and unravel the conclusion to the screaming skull?
Mickey? Eric and I are leaving, Mickey. I'd like to say goodbye. I'd like to leave as your friend, Mickey. Mickey? Mickey?
Jenny, are you all right? Oh, Jenny.
Eric tried.
Where is Eric?
Don't.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'll find him.
It's all right. Edward, now be careful. Shh. It's all right, darling. Oh, it's all right. Oh, it's all right. Don't cry. Come on.
Eric! Eric! Please answer me! Eric! Eric! Eric, where are you? Eric! Eric!
Why did he do it?
Your money. The question is now, did Marion die in an accident? I suppose we'll never know.
They're gone. Rest.
All right. Methinks Mr. Lobo has figured out which 3 cards are in that comically tidy manila envelope. I accuse Reverend Snow of committing the crime in the breakfast nook with the non-dairy creamer. Well, the big reveal of the movie is basically, wow, the big jerk is a bigger jerk than we thought. Well, that was a fun little dose of late 50s nihilism, and nobody said sit on it. Cogarella? Cogarella acting weird. Where are you going? Cogarella? Oh no! No! Oh, no! Thanks for watching Cinema Insomnia! Help! No! No!